So today we will see another important topics in web development using Flask. So we will be looking into Bootstrap. Bootstrap is nothing but it's also a framework, mainly CSS framework. Instead of us writing a very large CSS, we can directly use Bootstrap. Before that, we will see one of the blog uh, Capstone project. So we will be working on this project going forward. As of now, this is like because yesterday we have said the templating using Jinja. We are working using the same concepts on this project, and going forward we will create different like whatever we learn we will implement on on this website. So generally, so there will be two files. So it's like uh, the starting files. So so this will be provided via GitHub link. So now if I just open and download these files, we already have templates in Jinja. So this already we know because all the HTML templates we have to keep it under templates folder, and all the remaining static stuff like images, CSS, JavaScript files, everything under static folder. So this is already and there are two Python files. So if you open this file, so this is again straightforward. So there is nothing Flask, a render template, and here they are creating one app using Flask class, and then we are defining the index like the home page, and we are rendering the index.html template. So what exactly in the starting files, the index.html we have? Let's see. So here there is a link for fonts directly the style sheet. Style sheet is again static CSS styles. So they are already defined. So if you see the main thing, so they are divided into classes, wrapper, and then top. So this is all uh, that's fine. So here if you see it's like two cards they are displaying. It's like H2, just a blog post, and there is a text, and then href. So href there is no link for that. So this it will be in London. Just I have changed to India. So whenever we actually run the main file, this main file. So now I'm just refreshing it again. So so it is just a blog post. Whatever this is H2 heading, and this is my blog is thing they have already defined HTML title. So they have defined in title like H1 my blog. You can change this if you want. So, so by default it will be just this two. So when I click on this, it will redirect, but it's there is no uh, URL we have given to redirect, so it won't redirect. So, but if you see it's a hash, so that will be displayed. So now the main thing comes here. So now using the API for our blog post we created. So yesterday we have already uh, given this endpoint uh, website. So it's like whenever we have some data, we can create our own API, and we can call that API in our this thing, like whatever point we have. So generally this is the API. So whenever we want to create a JSON bin, when if you create and if you give something here, it will automatically create an endpoint URL like API endpoint. So we can directly use this URL. We already yesterday we have seen already we have created that URL. Uh, so if I just go to yesterday main.py, so this is the URL we have created. So now just so here the JSON format. So it will be their ID, body, title, and subtitle. So now our purpose is to hit that URL and to get hold of all the data into that what are the posts we have to get that and we have to display like so we have to display in the form of cards. So as of now there is two cards, but we have multiple cards. Depending on the data we have to display it like whatever the, for example, if there are four blog posts, we have to display four cards. So how we will be doing, let's see. So first of all we have to create uh, the post. So yesterday if you see here we got uh, requests. We have used requests, the same thing, the endpoint URL. So if you if you check this post, the starting point is nothing but it's just they have defined a class post and they have defined nothing inside. So now what exactly we need to do is we need to get hold of all the data. Sorry, where is the URL? So we have to get hold of all this data. So and we will be using this in the both the HTML files like post.html and index.html. So if you see whatever the templates they have provided, they have given post.html also. In the post.html, it's like just they are displaying title and post body, nothing else. So now if I just go back, so now the first thing we need to do is we have to hit that API. So what I did, so now we have got post request dot get the and we are just holding that in a JSON. So whenever we hit that URL, we will get this data. So because it's JSON, so it will be the similar kind of thing you can imagine, and it will be under this. And now what we are doing, we are creating one empty list. Now we are iterating over all this. But before that, we are actually creating post objects. So to create that post objects, we have to define a one class. So here we already know we have initialize initial constructor, where we are giving post ID, title, subtitle, and body. So all these are class variables. So we have given self.id equal to post ID, self.title equal to it's like, so whenever we go here, so this ID we are assigning to post ID, body equal to body, title and subtitle. So now if I just go back, so now what I am doing, I am creating one object using class post, and in that post we are passing all the variables, like because we already defined four variables, class variables: id, post id, title, subtitle, and body. If you just go back post.py, the same in the same position argument we are passing id, title, subtitle, and body. So this is how generally we access, like post id equal to this id, and we are holding that all the objects using in the post objects list. So we will have three variables, like three objects, three post objects with different variables we are holding in post objects. So now what is the difference here? Now we have used request module, and before that we actually see from post we have imported post. So for example, from post.py, it's like we have imported post class. So that's why we are able to create. If we just uncomment this, it will fail. So this is getting hold of the data. Now using this using this data, we will be rendering our HTML dynamically. So here we are passing in a keyword argument in the render template, we are passing all the post objects. So here it will be 3 because we have 3 posts. Now if we go to head index.html, now this here where our Jinja comes in, like Jinja templating comes in place. So so this is already seen. Yesterday we have seen this quotation for loop or if conditions. So this what we are doing. So if we just take this up to here, we are not changing anything. After this div, we are actually adding one line for post in all posts. So we are passing all posts as a variable, right? Like in the keyword argument, we are passing all posts. So we are iterating over that, and for each post, we are creating this class, like this content card, you can say. What we are doing in H2, again, this double curly braces, we are getting hold of post.title, paragraph post.subtitle, and this is again the link for the post. Whenever we click on the post, it should redirect to that URL. So this is again the method which is defined in main.py. So for example, up to here it is clear, right? So if we just hold this, so it is like we are giving an anchor tag and then href, and then the URL for again it is a Jinja templating only. Yesterday we have seen already. So post is the this method. Now here in the app.root, whenever we click on post, and we are actually giving index. So so if we just carefully observe, yesterday we have passed a number num equal to 3. So here we are actually passing index equal to post ID. So post ID is nothing but this ID what we are passing. So now again come back. So before just going to that, so it's like title, subtitle, and here this is the thing. So make a read anchor tag at each one link page using blog ID. So whenever we click on the read, so it will redirect. It should redirect something like this, and we should go to this index. What are the IDs? It should display. So we have created anchor tag. Now it is like post. So the index is passing from that index.html like a Jinja template. So it will pass to here. And now again just we are defining one more requested post equal to none. So now we are again reiterating over this objects like post objects. So whatever we have saved using this request module like into this post objects list. So we are iterating over that, and it's like if id equal to index. So whatever the index we are clicking, so if that index equal to that, then requested post equal to blog post. So depending on which index, like ID, which ID, so we the requested post is updated with the blog post. So it will iterate over that 1, 2, 3, and then it will iterate give if it is 2, it will give the second post. If it is 1, it will give the 1. If it is 3, it will give the 3, third post. Now again, there's nothing. We are rendering again template. Here the post is requested post. Whatever generally by default it is set to none. So here we are passing a keyword argument post. So in the post.html now if we see, so we are displaying generally before thing there is nothing h2 and h1. Now we are just giving h1, h2 and h3, and here we are getting hold of post because we are passing uh, in main.py we are passing this variable what are the request post, because this will have all the data like id, subtitle, title and body. So here in the post.html it will be post dot because we are getting that object and we are calling the title value. Because of this curly braces it automatically understands this is a python like python object, and we are getting that whatever the value of that object where the title is. So similarly the post subtitle in the h2 heading and even in a paragraph tag, so we are getting hold of body. So again this is like whatever we in the read this is anchor tag. So again this is everything is Jinja templating. So when so the Flask will understand everything we have written here. This is like Python, this for Python code, and this is Python objects. So here again we have seen and for. So even if you have 4 to 5 posts also, here if you carefully observe, we are actually not writing HTML multiple times. Like for example, if you see here, we have written two cards. So we have written multiple times two cards, but depending on data, the HTML, the cards will created automatically. So now if we just look at how this look like. Yeah, sorry. Now if you see there are three cards it automatically created. So if I give in the API again, if you create a new API and if you give four blog posts, for example ID 4, and just give something like that, it will automatically create four cards. So now again if we click on this, because it is already creating depending on the ID whatever it is whatever we have given, so it went to the. So this is everything we have written here is in Jinja templating. So by default they have given some basic HTML, but we have to modify into Jinja templates using with all the knowledge we have gained, and then using the Python coding. So it is straightforward. We have built like a simple blog. So this everything we can actually, if you require, we can actually change this. Mm, yeah, we can change this colors and in the CSS files. So generally it is not. So we haven't touched any of the static files. So if you just want to see the what exactly the CSS defined. So they have defined body, wrapper, top. What is the title? How it look? Title H1. What is the content? Card. In the card H2 and in the card H2 anchor tag. What are the text and footer? Yeah. So this is one thing. So now going forward, we will be using the same code and we will be modifying multiple things going forward using in the web development, complete web development. We will design one straightforward website where we deploy using jQuery also. We will kind feature process. Now we will be seeing what exactly Bootstrap is. Bootstrap is again it's a free and open source front-end development framework. You can say it's a CSS framework. Uh, why it is actually popular is it is easy to use and we have ready-made templates for us to use, and it's a responsive. So generally it's like a responsive web design. We already uh, think we already using maximum of the websites whatever we are using, everything is responsive web designs only. So Bootstrap, what it follows is a mobile first approach. So it's like first Bootstrap it will design it for mobile first and then it optimize for large screens. So why again it's like by using Bootstrap we can do the faster development and the consistent design. So if we uh, create some of the designs, and if you want to write our own CSS we had to get hold of all the pixels and all that where to place and how many pixels. So it's like the complete web design we have to be very careful, but if you take Bootstrap, so it will be the constant designs it will be because all the content whatever uh, they are they have developed, so they have tested across various devices and various browsers. And again it's a responsive web design and we have already have very large community for Bootstrap thing, and Bootstrap is open source. So generally we can actually directly install our Bootstrap in our project, or we can actually use it via CDN network. So content delivery network. So generally we can actually directly use this. So in the HTML file, so now we will see one of the thing. So here there will be we have to add Bootstrap link. There are three to do we have to do here. And we have to change the source of flower.image. So now this is the image flower.image. Okay, I can't see here. Okay, this is the final goal. We have to keep this here. So this is the flower.image and this is the index.html. So now if I just want to preview, there is nothing here, nothing is displaying, right? Just empty empty file. So now I will be using this one directly. Mm. Just closing this. So now if I just go to the documents, so in the documents, so we want a card. So by default there will multiple things, so layouts and audio like forms, whatever. So for I want a card because here add bootstrap pre-built card here. So now it is like the same thing. If you see here, whatever we observe on the gold.png. So something like the card is the same thing. Card title. So here we have directly. I'm just copy pasting this. Index.html. So now if I just want to show preview, so here it got card title, some quick around whatever, but here the image is not displaying because if you see here the image source, it is not exactly, it is just this thing. So now I just .jpg. So now it actually displays the image. But I want it to be displayed in the center. So if I do some H, I have developer tools for this. So yeah. Now the fourth thing is like we have to use this flexbox to center the card. So okay. So generally after if you after the bootstrap styling, if you want to override any of the styling, we have to write one of the condition here like a styling after the link whatever we provided. So uh, it's like not in line, but in the HTML thing we are writing, or we can actually define another .css and we can actually directly link that CSS here. So the flexbox again is if we go to this thing, so just adding this here. So we are actually calling the flex container the class. So we are actually what again we are doing. Uh, if I just take this out, let's. So now, so there is the div in the flex container. There is nothing. I mean to say whatever the uh, sizing or what are the elements positions have. There is nothing we is there. But when we are adding that code, so for this class display equal to flex, and then so this we will be looking sometime later again, maybe tomorrow in the layout section. So justify is content center and align elements is center. So if we just take this out, it again goes to this one. So but we have to make it in a center thing as per the goal. So now I give for there's a vertical height 100 VH. So now if you see this the display is again flexible display and height, and justify we have put it at center and align elements is at center. I just take this one, this one. If we remove display equal to flex, it will totally justify center. Align elements equal to center. Yeah. So if we just look at this href, so it is not human understandable. So there are multiple CSS already defined without any spaces, but for machines it is easy to read. But for us it is very difficult. So whatever the framework, the Bootstrap framework defined, it is everything under this CSS, and we have to use it carefully. If we just accordion, and this is basic thing. And tomorrow we will see Bootstrap layouts and different kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for today.